I don't think this person likes me very much. The person in question is named Remnant777. He has made one other video on me specifically, which I believe, can we scroll back and see it real quick? Let's see if we can find it. Oh yeah, he loves his AI generated thumbnails. Very good stuff. Loves his AI generated thumbnails. Where are you at? I think we went a little bit too far. There I am. Okay, so this is supposed to be me. He literally AI generated me for some reason. Looks nothing like me, to be honest. Like, it hits all the high points, but somehow the facial structure just isn't lining up with what I am. But yeah, that's me. And I do think that he does hate the gay people. I think he hates gay people, and he's too much of a pussy to just admit it. So yes, the thumbnail's accurate. He does hate gay people. I will give him props. He did not use an AI-generated image this time. Dubsy, please put in some applause for our friend Remnant here. Very good stuff. Progress, that's progress. Violence, that's based, he says. So this is a response to a video that you may not have seen yet because I never uploaded it. I live streamed it, but I never actually got around to putting it in the Google Drive for Dubsy to edit. So I don't know if I'm going to do that at this point anymore. I don't know if I really care to. But from what I've been told from people close to me who have seen the video, because I have not yet, is that he takes a lot of things out of context. He, you know, I don't want to poison the well or anything, so I'll stop there. Apparently, he takes some things out of context, but I will let the video speak for itself. If there's anything that is taken out of context or anything that I disagree with, obviously I do not think violence is based. I do not advocate for violence. So, miss the Alec biceps, you can always rewind, my friend. I do not advocate for violence. I never have and never will. Only in self-defense do I do that. So I do not think violence is based, actually. In fact, I think that the violence being committed against the Palestinian people is very wrong. I think the violence being committed against gay and trans people in America is very wrong. I think the violence being committed against people of color is very wrong. All things I'm sure Remnant would agree with me 1000% if I had to guess. So let's take a look at Radical Leftist confirms everything I said. The right deserves it. I should also mention he had a little boost in popularity because you might notice 453,000 people have seen this video. He can thank Daddy Tectone for that. Tectone has now seen my face, so hello Tectone if you're seeing this. I don't really like you from what I've heard of you. I've never really gone over you or seen you. He also has a few allegations against him apparently. So there's that. Streaming personality John Tectone has addressed recent allegations made by his ex-girlfriend and fellow Twitch streamer Pink Chew against his father. To those unaware, political streamer Hassan Hassanabi recently claimed that Tectone's father was convicted of 14 counts of sexual assault while serving in the United States military. Pink Chew had previously alleged that her relationship with Tectone involved abuse, harassment, and exploitation, as well as sexual assault. Now, responding to these allegations, Tectone has stated during his broadcast, when you guys get to see how false, hopefully you guys get to see how false the allegations are within the next 3 years. Hopefully. Guys, I'll be real. I went to the police yesterday. Hey, let's hurry this shit up. Like, legit, I got my lawyers and said, hey, let's hurry this shit the fuck up. I've been waiting 7 months. I've been waiting 7 months for these people to reach out to me. Seems trustworthy enough. He does deny the allegations. It is still just alleged sex offender, okay? Alleged sex offender Tectone has seen Remnant77's videos, and so Daddy glazed him a little bit, and so he got a little boost in numbers. Congratulations, man. Good for you. With that being said, let's take a look.
A few weeks ago, I released a video called How the Radical Left Dehumanizes the Right, and dozens of people said that I misrepresented the radical left. I strawmanned them, and I was dishonest with my depiction of them, which is funny because one of these leftists...
Here, let's read some of these. Hold on. This video is pure propaganda?
At the radical...
I mean, my videos are propaganda too. Like, anybody who does political content is a propagandist. I just think that my propaganda is good and makes the world better.
Left. I strawman.
Nice straw man. I forget if you use straw mans. I love how you say the left misrepresents the right, which is true in many ways, but go through the entire video completely misrepresenting the left. The left, sure, like, there are instances of the left misrepresenting the right, but it happens way more in the opposite direction. Like, call me biased, and I suppose I am, but, like, I'm a leftist for a reason. You know, I'm a progressive person for a reason. I think that conservatives just don't make the world a nice place to live, and I think they often don't even understand the consequences of their own beliefs. But when I point it out to them, they get indignant and upset just because I'm pointing out facts, like, you know, hating gay people, or, sorry, calling gay people sinful, right? That's not hating them. That's just saying that, like, God hates them. You know, saying that makes the world a worse place to live. And it does. You are making the world a worse place to live by saying that. I don't think that's a misrepresentation at all. What a straw man. This Nazi far-right MAGA grifter is not deserving of empathy, life, or respect. I think that everybody's deserving of life. I just think that Nazis happen to deserve less freedom in their life.
Which is funny because...
Typical right-wing garbage, always making yourselves out to be the victim. True.
Because one of these
This is an incredibly dumb video. I pity those of you who eat up this BS. Also true.
leftists I featured in the video, he reacted to it on a live stream. He absolutely owned me. He debunked me. He crushed me by saying, I'm correct. He agreed with the things I said, and then he proceeded to do all the things I claimed about the left on stream. Whenever I made a claim about what the left thinks, I stated their beliefs. 9 times
the radical left thinks that Trump voters are Nazis. I think that, like, if you are a Nazi, I have family members who voted for Trump who are not Nazis, okay? I do not think that everybody who voted for Trump is a Nazi. I think Nazis were far more likely to have voted for Trump. I can't imagine a Nazi voting for Kamala Harris. Remnant is certainly welcome to contest that. But if you are a Nazi and you vote and you voted in 2024, I'm certain that you probably either voted for Donald Trump or Jill Stein, because Jill Stein actually was endorsed by the KKK, which I didn't know until I looked it up. I thought the KKK endorsed Donald Trump, but no, I guess Donald Trump wasn't quite far right enough for them, so they endorsed Jill Stein instead, which was interesting. But yeah, I can't think of any instance in which a Nazi would vote for a black and Indian woman.
Out of 10, he would agree with me, and he would say
that's me.
Or true.
Again, sorry, I'll stop saying that.
Their goal is to simply radicalize, polarize, and isolate their own audience.
We should not have discourse with people who have shit opinions. I don't want discourse with those people.
We're supposed to punch Nazis. But you know what Nazis are also? They're fascists.
Yeah, like, that's true. Like, punching Nazis is good. We should do that more often.
Nazis are fascists, but what is fascism, you may ask?
Dog, everybody dies and you make the world worse. So if you die, then the world is slightly less worse. I don't want people to kill. That's true. That's true. Like, if some of these people were to die tomorrow, the world would objectively be a better place to live. And they think the same about us, by the way. Don't make any mistake about it. What do you think is going to happen when Joe Biden kicks the bucket? You think they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. Oh, this guy that we've been calling like a radical, horrific, communist, leftist wants to institute open border policies and have all the brown people kill and rape our daughters and wives, right? Oh, we're so sad that he's dead. That'd be an inconsistency in your logic, man. Like, no, if you actually do think those things, I think it'd be really weird if you were sad that Joe Biden died. You think that he like opened the borders and let brown people rape daughters or whatever. That's kill you. Okay, I don't think that you should be killed.
I don't want to kill you.
I would much prefer, like, that's
Am I the
literally,
Joker
like,
now?
It's not like I actively want you. I would so much more prefer that you reform and become a better person. Yeah. But in lieu of that, you are making the world the worst place, and I wouldn't care if you disappeared.
In this one clip, I literally repeated
nothing I said there was wrong.
What he said before he stated it.
He's saying that I call everybody else Nazis and fascists, which I do, because they all disagree with me.
Means to me, and what fascism means to me.
That's true. I can't believe this Alec Gunter guy thinks that everybody who disagrees with him is a Nazi, and that's actually an unironic opinion that he holds, and that wasn't at all a joke. I can't believe that.
Is simply whatever I disagree with.
True. See, I told you.
How did I do it? Well, it's because my claims about the radical left.
In all seriousness, man, I don't feel like I have to seriously address that dumb point. Your IQ is like below room temperature, and you won't understand it even if I explain it to you. No, everybody who does not agree with me is not a Nazi. Obviously. Okay? There are plenty of leftists who disagree with me on plenty of things. Like, there are leftists who think that Bernie is a piece of shit, you know? They're still leftists. I disagree with them, but, you know, like, they're not a Nazi. Like, this is like, you really honestly don't... I thought comedy was legal. I thought Daddy Elon made comedy legal again, but I guess not.
Are true. And these communists, they agree with me. Exactly as fascists again? Literally everybody who voted for Trump. Half of the American population.
True.
That is fascist. But wait, if you're fascist, that
I was
means
literally
you're a
joking.
Nazi. And if you're a Nazi...
This man doesn't understand jokes. Remember, like, in the first video? Here, let's pull this up real quick, this gem. Basically, what happened was, like, what I said was, like, I don't think it's completely useless to study the testosterone levels in infants. Like, we might find that it's, like, 1,000 or something. Or, like, 100,000 or something. And I was being hyperbolic. He doesn't understand hyperbole. And so I said that, and he took it seriously. He's like, you think that babies have 100,000 T? That's not even possible in an adult. And I'm just like, are you stupid, man? Yes, you are. But, like, you know, because I know he's watching this. But, you know, you don't understand, like, hyperbole or how the English language works.
It's good if...
So, of course, he doesn't get jokes either.
You see what I mean?
True. Listen, I don't want bad things to happen to Trump voters, okay? At the same time, if something bad happens as a result of Trump to a Trump voter, I don't care. Yeah.
Yep, he says that it's based if bad things happen to you if you vote for Trump. He said it as a...
I didn't say that! Did I just say that? Is this guy even listening to a word that I'm saying? I literally thought that he would take me out of context. This is not even taken out of context. That's just not what I said. He's just lying. You're just a liar, man. That's great.
Joke, right? It was just a joke, right? Now, it could be that these things are...
No, it wasn't even a joke. All I said was, and I'll try this again slowly for those of you who are lower IQ in the room, okay? I said, I don't want bad things to happen to Trump voters. I don't, okay? That guy, whoever died at the Trump rally, if I could rewind, if somebody gave me a button, right? And they said, okay, you can rewind time and stop him from getting killed, right? I'd press it. I'd be like, yeah. He shouldn't have been killed, okay? He didn't deserve it. But, like, at the same time, I just don't care that much. He didn't mean anything to me, and the little that I knew about him told me that he was a piece of shit, okay? So I don't give a shit that he's dead. F him. I don't care.
They're jokes, like he says. But the problem is
that slow enough for you?
Radical left that is fine with telling people that they're not allowed to make jokes because of their harmful impact. You're not allowed to joke about so many things because this has a real...
You said this in the original stream, but he cut it out. I just don't think that even what he used was bad. Like, nothing, like, even if he's trying to take me out of context, he's doing a piss poor job of it. Like, I don't think he knows how this works, how to do this.
You're not allowed to joke about so many things because this has a real world impact on people, on society at large. This is the same guy to get butthurt over Trump making a joke about Kamala and Biden.
Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way.
Holy shit. So he actually is just calling her the R slur without calling her that. Like, that's just a... Yeah, I don't expect that from my president, man. That's unprofessional. That's like, are you tone deaf? Do you care about people with mental disabilities? Because I do. I know you probably don't, but like, I personally don't think that it behooves the president of the United States to make statements that might imply that like those who are not as mentally capable as the rest of us are somehow lesser. Okay, I expect better.
If you think about it.
Yet he's perfectly fine with making quote-unquote jokes about attacking half of the population. You're openly fine with just calling anybody you disagree.
If half of the population is shitty, then yeah. Like, I joke about plenty of people. I joke about trans people. Like, what are you talking? Like, jokes are fine. Comedy is legal, okay? I have legalized comedy once again. You are allowed to make jokes. It's fine. You can even make racist jokes. There are even some jokes about mentally impaired people that are funny, okay? And I laugh. And sometimes they're shitty jokes, but I still laugh because they're funny. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't think that once again, the president of the United States should be speaking like that. That's kind of shitty.
Disagree with a Nazi, and then immediately posting that we should hit the...
Nazis, by definition, want to commit violence against you. Therefore, punching Nazis will always be self-defense. True.
Those quote-unquote Nazis. So if that's the case, what does it...
Also, I never called you a Nazi, man. When did I ever call you a Nazi? You're a dipshit. You're a Christian. You're probably... Sorry, is he a Christian? Yeah, I think he's Christian. I didn't mean that derogatorily, though. There are plenty of Christians in my audience. You're a Christian... Is he a Christian nationalist? I don't know if he self-identifies as that, but he comes off that way. Some could argue that you're a fascist. He's too dumb to be a Nazi. That's pretty true. Nazis are dumb, though. A lot of them are. But I never called you a Nazi. I never said that. And the fact that, like, I said that about Nazis and you took offense to that... If the boot fits, man.
Say about you when you're fine with joking about
I didn't say it.
People you disagree with. What does that say? That's a...
Okay, Nazis are not people that I disagree with. Nazis are cancer, okay? They are ass tumors on the butt cheeks of society that must be excised, all right? In an ideal society, we would take these people and educate them so that they are no longer the way that they are, or at least subdue them. But in lieu of that, like, I don't care what happens to these horrific monsters, okay? They're Nazis. I thought we were past this. I thought we all decided that Nazis are bad. Are Nazis bad anymore? I thought that Nazis were bad. Yeah, I don't give a shit what happens to them. They're Nazis.
Just saying, we need to attack people I disagree with, regardless of what they actually are. Comedy, after all, is just a way of safely talking about and discussing uncomfortable truths. Imagine if I pulled these exact same...
Comedy is not just a safer way of talking about uncomfortable truths, man. What? No, comedy is an art style, a rhetorical art style that makes people laugh. Not always rhetorical, but if you're doing like stand-up, then yeah, it is. Entertainment. It's a rhetorical art style that's meant to be funny and entertaining. That's comedy. You can make statements about stuff while you're being a comedian, but first and foremost, it's just an art form designed to make people laugh. And if you make people laugh, congratulations, you're good at comedy.
Same tactics that Alec Gunter agreed to and found funny with the mental gymnastics of calling Trump supporters Nazis. I made that whole correlation. And
I never said that.
Imagine if I did that to the left, though, which we certainly can. Imagine if I...
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. Is it what he's about to say, probably, if I have to guess? Yeah, I'll let him say it.
Said is bad. But you know who were rapists? Soviets. Soviets were...
Okay, I was wrong. There was a similar message that our friend here sent to me, because he's in my DMs, if you can believe that. I originally reached out to him, to be fair, so I started the discourse between us in the DMs. But I reached out asking if he wanted to have a conversation before I replied to him, I think. He also asked me what a grapevine is, because I told him I heard through the grapevine that you saw a video I made covering you. That's what it was. I saw the video, reacted to it, and then reached out to him. That's what it was. Because I told him, like, I don't want to misrepresent your ideas. And then he said, yeah, that's fine. And then he watched the video that I made about him, and he backed out. He's like, no, I don't want to do it, actually. I think you'll be dishonest. And then he sent me the video reply that he made. So that was last year on July 16th. We're leaking DMs today, boys. So on July 16th last year, he sent me this, made a response video to answer the things you mentioned. And I didn't reply, I just responded to the video on my stream. And then a month later, he said, I'm gonna make a video talking about trans people soon, be sure to react to it. People don't seem to watch your channel unless I'm in your thumbnail. Which is great, because like, my most viewed videos are like my debates. People love the debates. That's like the juiciest juice. I said, hit me up when you're ready for a big boy combo, until then, piss off. And then he said, I don't wrestle with pigs. It only gets me as dirty as you. So he had already said no. Then like a month ago, sorry, less than a month ago, it was actually a week ago. This was not the original message. I opened my phone, because you know how Discord works with notifications. I see on the front of the notification, it says, if I posted hashtag, let me see if I can get this right. If I posted hashtag kill your, or hunt down your local pedophile. But then I also said that gay and trans people are all pedophiles. Would it be justified for me to hunt them down and kill them, right? That was originally what this message said. And then I go in to respond to it, and he had by then edited it so that it says this now. So now it says, hey, Alec Gunter, I actually think it'd be fun to talk. Can't tomorrow, but I can soon in like a day or two. Let's talk about the recent live stream you just had. So he went into my VODs, I guess. Somebody might have told him or something, or who knows, maybe he's stalking me, who's to say. But he went into my live stream playlist, my VOD playlist, decided to watch that, and was not very happy with me. So then I replied, I said, I saw your original message, bud. Lamau, you ain't slick. But sure, I'll humor you. I got a busy schedule this month and into July, but I'll try to squeeze you in. It's like, dude, just commit to a message. If you're gonna like edit the message so that it doesn't say anything close to what the original said, don't send the original. It's a pussy move, man. He says, damn, and you couldn't get yourself to reply to it despite knowing the answer. So then he says, all right, FYI, I'm releasing a new vid on you soon. Up to you on when you want to talk, but thought you would want to know sooner rather than later. I said, sounds riveting. Thanks for letting me know. So here we are. The nuttiest nut wears a helmet because even his cartoons are ugly. I won't comment on that. I think his avatar looks, well, I will comment on it. I think his avatar looks fine, especially because it's not AI generated like a lot of his stuff is. But like, it also is very indicative of his political views, in my opinion. The helmet with the suit, like, come on, man. He was trying to get you to say something incriminating by editing the question. All I'm saying is commit to your DMs.
We're known for the greatest mass in history. But you know what the Soviets were? Even if I said is bad. But you know who were rapists? Soviets. Soviets were known for the greatest mass in history. But you know what the Soviets were? They were communists and socialists. Oh wait, that's bad. Because you know what
Dog, I never called you a Nazi. Jesus Christ.
Socialists are? They're Soviets.
I just called you a bad person,
you know
which you are.
Soviets were? They were rapists. Imagine if the rights did that to you, Alec Gunter.
The mental gymnastics is insane.
That would be horrible and wrong, and it would be untrue. Though according to Alec Gunter's logic, he wouldn't be opposed to calling people things like that he just disagrees with. After all, that Trump supporter that randomly got shot, he said that we—
Oh my god. Dude, it was literally a joke. Obviously, people disagree with me and they're not Nazis. Christ, like, I'm sorry that, like, the joke didn't get through your thick skull.
Don't know if
maybe take the helmet off and you'll hear better next time. I don't know.
Abused his children. We don't know that or not.
For all we know, he was a fucking child. Okay? I'm not saying he was. We have no evidence that he was. But, like, conservatives are far more likely to be child abusers. That's also true. We don't know, but like, it's possible. It's possible. So like, yeah, I mean, like...
Flawless logic right there. Not only is he demanding evidence to disprove...
I was just throwing it out there, man. Sorry, it is true that conservatives are far more likely to abuse their fucking kids. Let's say, for instance, that you have a gay child, which you're not going to have any children because you'll never get laid. But let's just say in this fantastical world that you somehow manage to hit up a chick and she has sex with you, okay? Wild, I know, but let's just run with it. So she gets knocked up, you have a kid, and now he's gay. Okay? And you, being a person that thinks being gay is sinful or whatever, decide to send him to conversion therapy, okay? Whereby they torture him and try to get him to not be gay anymore. And that doesn't work, so you kick him out of your house or whatever, okay? You are far more likely to do that if you are a conservative. Yes, I am totally fine with saying conservatives are far more likely to abuse their kids than progressives are. Okay? Prove me wrong.
The claim he's making about them, you need evidence to prove that you're not a child. Very good. Which is backwards. But it's really funny. He's extremely inconsistent about this.
I remember that.
Because if we were consistent, we could...
I was going for Catboy. So this was I think this was like for what, 500 subs? I was going for Catboy. I ended up looking more like a raccoon, unfortunately, because I don't know how makeup works. Also, that dress was hella tight. Like, I ordered triple XL from Japan, and their sizes are tiny. So I was struggling like a goddamn rabid animal trying to get out of that thing. Like, I got it on barely, and then getting it off was like trying to rip my skin off. Like, it was bad.
Because if
anyway, that was a fun stream.
We could make some really funny claims that he would not agree with. But let's play along with his logic. He says that conservatives are more likely to abuse their children. So if something bad happens to them, who knows? Maybe they were a child abuser. You don't know. We don't have evidence to prove that they weren't. Let's apply that exact same logic. But instead, this time, a black person dies to a police officer. If we used Alec Gunter's logic and reasoning, we could...
George Floyd was strangled to death, man. Good stuff, though.
Well, who cares? It was just a black person. Black people are more likely...
Dude, come on. Come on. Conservatives, by definition, just have shit opinions, okay? Like, at least some... And they like, those opinions tend to make the world a worse place to live. By the way, like, I wouldn't even necessarily feel as strongly as I do about whatever the fuck his name was at the Trump rally if I hadn't seen his goddamn tweets. Like, the man literally said, "F the Palestinians, I don't care if they die." Like, that's almost verbatim what he said on Twitter. So, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, he was a shitty person, okay? He occupies 0% of my headspace. Should he have died? No. He shouldn't have died. The guy should be alive today. But guess who killed him? One of yours, okay? So once again, conservatives tend to just be worse people. Of course there are bad people on the left. Of course there are shitty progressive people, okay? Plenty of them. Progressive people do bad shit all the time, but conservatives tend to do it way more often on a much larger scale, and when there's evidence that he was a shitty person, I don't care that much that he died. I just don't care. And that's the normal position anyway. You also think the same thing about people that you don't like. And if you don't, like, that's just kind of weird. You can be like, yeah, he should have died, but I also don't like him that much, so whatever. That's a normal position to have, man. I just don't understand this, like, clutching weird pussy shit. Shut up.
To be criminals and commit crime, and we don't know if this person was a criminal. We don't have any evidence.
Yeah, let's compare black people to conservatives. That's very good.
They weren't a criminal. Flawless law.
We're doing a little bit of racism here. Not a Nazi, though. Definitely not a Nazi, which I'm not calling him one. But he's definitely not helping his case.
Right there, Alec Gunter.
Good stuff.
You just justified...
Why do black people commit more crimes on average, man? Can we talk about that? Is that an internal conflict? Is that something that is just inherent to being black, is having a larger proclivity for committing crime? Okay? Because that sounds a little bit like, you know, some, what is it called? Scientific racism, right? Or is it the fact that if you are in worse economic circumstances, you're more likely to commit crime, right? You're more likely to have an abusive childhood, which leads to you not, you know, if you have a bad upbringing, you're just more likely to commit crime. If you have poor financial straits, you're just more likely to commit crime that way. Like, that's how that works. And because the black community in America has been horrifically abused by their white counterparts throughout history, like throughout the history of the country, they're more likely to commit crime. It's circumstances outside of their control. Obviously, individual responsibility exists, and they still should not commit those crimes. But the trend exists nonetheless for a reason beyond their control, okay? That's why.
racial stereotypes. After all, it's fine as
Yeah,
long
I
as
sure
the
did, man.
statistics back you
I
up.
fucking hate
But he's
this
not going to
man.
agree to that because he doesn't think that far ahead. And he's not honest nor logically
He's so smug,
consistent
too. You
because
can, like,
he's an
smell
idiot.
the
But it's really
smug on him.
funny. He constantly says over and over, I don't condone violence. Trust me, bro, I don't condone violence. But what does he have to say about violence? What's his opinions on it? Why shouldn't you condone
already said
violence
that.
according to him? Thankfully, he gives us our reason right here. They don't overtly condone violence. They don't. That would get them banned off of YouTube.
This
Or
me
worse,
again.
They could possibly be imprisoned because that's
Yeah, I don't condone violence.
illegal. And the left is not known for being brave, mind you.
It's also practical to not go to jail. Like that's practical. Like, I can't do shit from jail or prison. Like, that's a practical choice as well. Even if I did condone as well. What does that mean, man? I've never condoned violence except in self-defense. This is the only time violence, which I don't. I literally, like, this is not like, I don't condone violence, guys. Don't hurt people. It's not worth it. And you'll get in trouble, and it's usually bad. Don't do that. But, like, if I did condone... Yes, usually bad! It is usually bad to hurt people. Sometimes it's not. Like in self-defense. You dumb condone violence, okay? Like... Shit, I just lost my train of thought. Ah! Okay, I was saying it's a practical choice. Sorry. So, like, even if I did condone that, like, I wouldn't condone it, like, openly. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't want to get in trouble.
According to him, it's usually bad. But first and primarily,
He
it's
also thinks that!
impractical. Literally what I said in the video.
You're
These
so
people are
stupid, man.
cowards, and the reason why they don't openly condone violence is not because it's immoral, it's because it's impractical, or rather, it will get you thrown in prison.
It's like it goes in one ear, not the other. Like, why do I even continue watching this? He has nothing of value to add to this discussion.
Which is funny because according to him, if we literally apply what he says, that means
It's all straw mans and misconstruing my points and, like, just generally not listening to the words coming out of my mouth.
we can't take what he says at face value. I'm
And
gonna leave
taking
it up
things
to
out of
you guys
context.
to decide what he actually believes, whether he means it or not, or he's simply saying it to be legally safe. If he was a radical communist that wanted to kill Christians, the people he hates, he flat out said, then he wouldn't overtly say it. You would have to read into it, especially considering
I don't hate all Christians. Many of the people that I do hate happen to be Christians because Christianity tends to be a good medium to spread hatred and bad ideas and bigotry. But I don't hate all Christians. I think religion, I think the world would be better off without religion. But there are plenty of Christians in my community, man. And they all agree with me and despise you. So what does that say? Like, I don't understand.
how he says it's usually wrong to advocate for violence. It's only usually wrong. It's kind of gray with him. He loves things that are gray. When it comes to calling people fascist, he loves that being gray because it makes it easy to label people he disagrees with a horrible, evil thing. So why wouldn't he make violence morally gray? That means we have to inspect and read into what he says to figure out what he truly believes. Especially when you laugh at a person
That's not
having
true.
death threats made against
I'm sorry that you don't personally understand the things that I believe because your brain is mush, but like I feel like I'm pretty clear. Being gay is fine. It's not a sin. And if you say it's a sin, you probably just hate gay people, even if you don't think you do. You do. You think that your God hates gay people enough to call it a sin and send them to hell. Okay? So if you worship that guy that hates gay people and sends them to hell, you hate gay people. And you're just too pussy to say it.
against them.
People like her, they deserve a bullet. They really do.
Ooh, the fucking way.
I do not condone violence.
Yeah, when a guy says we should blow out your brains
Comedy's
for saying
illegal.
one word, that's so funny. Ha ha, he he. Tell me, Alec Gunter, what's so funny?
Comedy's
about it?
illegal.
If you're laughing
It's
at them,
illegal.
you
No
probably
more.
don't think it's that big of an issue if something happens to them.
Like, I'm fearful of your children, and I hope that they get removed.
Good. They should call CPS. She called a 4-year-old the N-word. Yeah.
Yes.
Call CPS. Sure. F it. Like, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do, right?
You explicitly
Yes.
stated and agreed that her children should be taken away from her because she called
I said call CPS. I said call CPS and have her investigated. That's what I said. I did not at any point say that she should have her children taken away from her. Why are you putting words in my mouth? Who eats this garbage? Man.
called a child an N-word. My goodness, if that's the case, Alec.
And also, like, maybe she should have her children taken from her. I don't know. But, like, she should be investigated for that. I don't think that's an ideal scenario, for sure, okay? But, like, yeah, if she's abusing her kids, which, if you're calling a 4-year-old the N-word, that's usually a good indication that you're not good with kids. So, yeah, call CPS. Like, it's not a crime to say somebody should have CPS called on them. Sorry, like, if anything, like, I find it weird that you're saying that I shouldn't. That's weird. She called a 4-year-old the N-word, man, because he was, like, digging through her purse. Are you defending her? Do you defend that behavior? Do you think that makes a good parent? Like, having CPS called on you, I'm sorry, it's just like they'll investigate you, and if they don't find anything, then they'll leave. Be a good parent, and if you have CPS called on you, then you'll be fine. Calling a 4-year-old the N-word does not bode well for your case, though.
Gunter, Lord forbid you go into a Call of Duty lobby where tons of black kids are getting called the N-word. You would probably get a heart attack.
4!
And it wouldn't be caused by your diabetes.
Oh my god.
Again, guys, where am I misrepresenting?
Oh no, a picture of me with a double
and it
chin.
wouldn't be caused by your diabetes.
My diabetes, yeah, man. I put on a little bit of weight. What of it? I can still bench you soaking wet.
Again, guys, where am I misrepresenting the left? I said this is what they believe. I said this is
how
what
does he how does he show this next to, like, the other one? Like, just because I have a double chin here and I put on a little weight for a little bit. Like, how do you do this?
I said
call me diabetic and then immediately show, like, a perfectly good... I think I look great here. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you calling me fat, man? Where did that come from? You don't even show your body. Post pics. You don't got the balls.
What they believe. I said this is what they do. I said this is how they think. And he confirmed all of it. If you think I'm manipulating the video, I'm leaving things out, I'm going to link his video,
you're literally
his
lying.
live stream, if he still keeps it up, in the description. Feel free to watch it yourself. He says he's against advocating for violence, not because it's immoral, usually. He didn't mention morality at all. No, just...
Idiot! Hey, Katie! I'm feeling, threatened, and I need my wife's emotional support. Don't say that. He'll take it as 100% serious. Okay, wait. Remnant 777. Since I know you're watching this, what I just said was a joke. That's what we call it. I don't actually feel offended by... Well, I feel offended by your very existence, but I don't actually feel threatened by you in any way. I don't need my wife's emotional support right now. I just need her to prove that you are a piece of shit and a dumbass. So... this guy, Remnant77, made a video about me. And in it, he gets on my ass for saying that violence is usually bad.
Okay.
What is wrong with that statement?
What is wrong with saying that violence is usually bad?
He says the word usually is, like, wrong.
Violence is such a weird topic. I mean, the fact that you've used usually makes me go, like, I don't think that that's an incorrect statement. I think that we should evolve to a point as a species where we don't ever feel the need to use violence, but clearly that day has not come. So expecting people to, like, condemn all violence, like, is reasonable, but also, if somebody comes up to me and punches me in the face, and I think that they're going to continue punching me, I'm gonna kick them in the nuts if it's a dude.
And that's violence.
Yes.
You just committed an act of violence.
I did.
In self-defense.
Yes.
Thank you. That's my only point. And he's like such a pussy. Like, he's like, oh my god, like, violence is never bad, guys. Oh, no, I'm a pacifist. Oh, no, I'm just a little birthday boy. I'm like, dude, when I say that, like, you're being incredibly bad faith. You also think that self-defense is justified. I assume. Like...
it's a really...
I just needed to make sure that I'm not the crazy one.
No, you're not. And I hope... I guess the way I see it is, like, I hope that there never comes a time in anybody's life or existence where they feel like they have to use violence to get themselves out of a situation where they could be hurt. But if that happens, then I want you to do what you have to do to protect yourself.
Thank you. By the way, Remnant, this is what a wife looks like.
Hi.
Enjoy it.
I'm a wife.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's impractical. But let's say that he was in favor of violence. Who would it be against exactly? It'd probably be against the people he hates. Probably be against just Christians. That's the problem he has with me. He said in his video, he hates me.
Like, shut the f up, man. Okay? I do. I hate you. I hate you. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. I'm fine with hating you, and I'm fine admitting that I hate you. You're a stain on the internet. Thank you. Why is he cooking himself like this?
Why? Well, it's because
Violence isn't the answer, it's the question. Sometimes is the answer.
Sake, thank you very much for 2 tier 1 gifted subs. I appreciate you very much. Yeah, sometimes is the answer. Yeah, very rarely. I consider it violence if you shoot somebody. If I asked most people, hey, is it violence if I shoot somebody? They'd say, yeah, it is. If I shoot somebody in self-defense, that's using violence in self-defense. This is not complicated.
Because I'm a Christian, and he says that
No, it's not because you're a Christian, man. It's because your opinions are dog shit and you make the world a worse place to live.
Gay people simply because I'm Christian. He equates...
No, I said you hate gay people because you said that being gay is sinful. If being gay is sinful, that means that God will send them to hell for being gay. And if God sends somebody to hell, eternal suffering and damnation, mind you, for being gay, I think it's reasonable to assume that that God hates gay people. And if you worship that man, you also hate gay people by default. It's not complicated.
It's being Christian to hating gay people. According to him, you don't need anything else.
I still believe that he hates gay people, and he can say that it's not hating. I just think it's immoral. Yeah, you hate gay people, dude. You think they're going to hell? All right. If nothing else, you believe that your God is sending gay people to hell. If that's not hatred, I don't know what is. Because you love your God, and if your God is sending people to hell, and you still love him, then you must hate the people going to hell. I don't know how else I can interpret that.
And just so you know,
that's
this
literally
guy is
true.
Incredibly dishonest and uncharitable.
What was dishonest about that? You don't even have a response, man. You're just like, oh, look at this thing he said that I didn't like. Oh, woe's me. Oh, little Christian boo-boo-hoo-hoo honey bunny over here. Oh no, like I feel personally offended by that. I didn't like that one bit. But you have no argument. Your God says that being gay is a sin. Your God sends people who sin to hell. Eternal damnation. Suffering for all eternity. If that is not hating somebody, I don't know what is. I wouldn't want you to go to hell, but you want gay people to, right? You do. And you can say that you don't. You can say, oh, well, I want to save them. Save them from what? Being gay? Yeah. If they're still gay when they die, you want them to go to hell. And if you don't, then stop worshiping the guy who sends them there.
Meaning, it would be wrong of me.
It's not that
very
hard.
Charitable for him. If he's going to hold me and people like me to such a high level of scrutiny, you have to do the same for them.
The most charitability I can possibly give you is that you are too stupid to understand what you believe and the implications thereof. That is the most I am willing to provide you. Maybe you don't actually hate gay people in your brain, but the consequences of your beliefs means that gay people go to eternal damnation, okay? Maybe you don't think that's hating gay people, but if you support the guy that sends them there, you hate gay people.
He literally, in my video, hinted at the idea that me giving a hypothetical of a white woman being killed by a black guy, but she called him the N-word right before it happened. He literally hinted at the idea that the examples I gave in the video were racist, that only such a racist person would even think of such a thing. That's how much...
That's true. Why are you giving me that hypothetical? What do you mean? Oh, this black guy's like killing a woman who is like totally normal and well-to-do and goes to work or whatever and raising kids, and then right as she's getting stabbed, she says a racial slur, and it's like, oh, do you still care that she died? It's like, yeah, I do. Like, she shouldn't have died, okay? Well, yeah, she shouldn't have. She also shouldn't have said the N-word, but like,
decoupling of the God of Moses and God of Christ would remove a lot of the homophobia, but would also remove most of the powers. They're too cowardly to do that.
Thank you for another tier 1 gifted sub, Saki. Appreciate you. I'll read that in a second. But like a person who is not racist would not scream the N-word when they're being, like, they just wouldn't do it ever. They wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. If some black guy killed me, I wouldn't think to myself, oh, I should say the N-word now. Or I wouldn't even do it out of pocket. The N-word is not part of my vernacular. It's not a word that escapes my lips, ever. Like, why? Like, why would I do that? You're constructing a ridiculous hypothetical, man. If she says the N-word as she's being stabbed by a black dude, she was probably a racist. Only a racist would do that. Sorry. Like, I'm not saying she should have died in that instance, but like, yeah, she was probably a racist in other areas of her life as well, okay? That doesn't necessarily make her an all-around bad person, period. It just means that she wasn't perfect and could have used some improvement. But like, why do you think about these things? Have you said it before? I'm sure when I was like 16, sure. I haven't said it in a very long time if I ever did. I don't even remember if I did.
Scrutiny he's putting me under.
That's a scenario that I would think about and put to paper. The white woman's being killed by a black man. And this is, don't worry, I'm not racist, okay? But just imagine, if you will, a white woman being killed by a black man. Everything I'm saying is true. Imagine that, and I'm not racist, and I promise you. Now listen, just hear me out. Now he's so offended. I'm definitely still not racist.
Yet when it comes to people he agrees with, like Hassan, when Hassan explicitly advocates for the death of landlords, he's incredibly charitable. Oh, we can't read too deeply into that, nah.
Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, kill those in a video game, sorry. Holy shit.
It's the same reaction every time, man. I'm just like... I don't care! Why do you care so much? Think about it for 2 seconds. What is he actually saying? What he's saying is that landlords, by definition, are committing violence by holding housing against people and forcing them to pay money, okay? Because if you don't pay your landlord, they're going to kick you to the street and then you're going to die of the elements. That's violence. You may not consider it violence because it's normal, but landlords do commit violence, okay? So, like, I just don't care that much when he says that. He shouldn't have said it. It was a stupid thing to say, and I don't think that you should kill landlords, okay? That's not a good thing to do. We should restructure the system so that we don't have landlords anymore, okay? Landlords should not be a occupation. We should not hold housing against people's finances. That's inhumane. They are committing violence. Okay, the answer is not to kill them. It's to make new policies, put new policies, because like killing them won't even help anyway. Now he's going to clip that and be like, oh my God, like, look, it's not that he thinks that killing landlords is like inherently bad. It's that he thinks that it just won't help. So it's like, you dude, I don't care what you have to say anymore. I'm not watching another one of your stupid, pathetic little videos after this. Sorry. But like, I just don't care that much, man. It was a spicy joke. That's all it was. But I guess comedy's illegal now. Lord help us. That's our guy. That's our guy, right? Look at him go. Smooth save, man. I don't actually believe that Hassan has a bloodlust.
Hassan wouldn't actually do that. No, he wouldn't actually kill anybody. What a great guy. No, when Hassan says that it's better for white Christian women to get... That's a little too far. Nah, he's going on the edge a little bit there, man.
At least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is like...
Didn't I literally say this was a bad take? Like, why would you say this? Like, I understand what he's trying to say, but, like, this was, like, you shouldn't have said this.
In some respects, a little bit better.
So, let's recap.
That's wild. That's a wild thing to say. My boy Hassan. He's always got spicy takes, man. He's like, dude, that is, like, so spicy. Base take? I don't think it was a base take. Listen, that's pretty spicy. Like, I don't know how I feel about that one. Like, he tried to word that carefully. I didn't condone it. But at the same time, I'm like...
I can't defend him on...
No, I didn't. I literally didn't. But I'm charitable toward Hassan because I think Hassan's overall project is good and positive. And he is making the world a better place in which to live. Sorry, Sake, I never read your message. They said decoupling of the God of Moses and God of Christ would remove a lot of the homophobia, but would also remove most of the powers. They're too cowardly to do that. I can't speak to that, actually. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much. I just, like, I don't really care that much about religion. Except that it usually causes bad things to happen. I just, like, this sounds like a lot of, like pussy shit. Like, and also just not, like, just treating me very uncharitably. I don't think I've treated you uncharitably, man. I can give you an A to B of why you hate gay people. Once again, and I'll try this slowly again for you. You worship a God that deemed gayness, homosexuality, to be a sin. Where does God send sinners? To hell, right? What is hell? Eternal torture and suffering, right? Are we on the same page? So correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But this is my understanding of your beliefs. If I'm wrong about them, then please correct me, seriously. Not that I'll watch the video anyway. But, you know, feel free to, I guess. But if you believe that worshiping a God that sends gay people to eternal suffering is good, that means that you believe sending gay people to hell, eternal suffering, is good, and therefore you hate gay people. This is a very simple equation, man. This is like basic math. And you just like are like, oh, he's uncharitable. He's uncharitable. Oh my God. Oh no. He implied that that I believe bad things, and that hurt me personally. And you have no actual response. Okay? You hate gay people and you're too pussy to admit it.
Now,
either that or you're too stupid to understand your own beliefs.
Because I'm a filthy communist. But with this one, nah.
I'd be far more charitable on religion if any religious organization or service outperformed their secular equivalents and counterparts. None come close.
That is true. Thank you very much for another 2 tier 1 gifted sub, Sagatanuki. Appreciate you. I want to know why gays go to hell. Then what is the point of God creating them in the first place? It's a good question. Maybe Remnant can answer that in his next video he does on me.
The optics wouldn't look so great with that. These are the people we're dealing with. When it comes to their own side, they're blind. They will not look any further. They're going to have an unlimited amount of charity. When it comes to South Africa, when they say to white people, nah, it's just...
Dude, I had a whole phase where I like shit on Hassan all the time. He brought a Houthi on, and like for half of the interview, he's talking to this Houthi about One Piece. And I'm just sat here like, man, like, can you use your time more constructively, please? Like, nobody cares about what the Houthi thinks about One Piece. I'm sorry. Like, that's not why he's here. And so, like, I did have some criticisms of him. I have criticisms of everybody I watch. I think Voss should stop saying the fucking R word, okay? It's lazy, and it offends people in your audience. And you should stop. I still watch him. I still think everything that he does is good for the most part. I think that he can be pretty mean to his chat, you know? I think that he, gets impatient sometimes. As far as actual opinions that I disagree with him on, I would have to think about that one, actually. I'm not sure. I'm sure you could give me a couple. I'm not a fan of the R word either. Yeah. But like with Hassan, another criticism I have of him, when the Russia-Ukraine shit popped off, he was kind of weird about it, right? Like at first he was like, oh, there's no way. Like he was like very smug. Like, oh my God, guys, oh, here's the Russian invasion of Ukraine. It's definitely happening today. And then it did. Like, it's like... It was stupid of him to do that because like all the pieces were in place and Vosh was calling it and many other people were calling it. They're like, Russia's going to invade Ukraine, and Hassan's like, that's not going to happen. And now look at us. I think he's changed since then on Russia and Ukraine. I think that he talks to some people that I don't personally like, and like Bad Empanada. I'm not a big fan of Bad Empanada, though. I might have been a little bit hard on him before. I'm not sure, but like he tends to not have. He has some good takes, but like not usually. So anyway, all that aside, I'm perfectly willing to criticize the people who are on my side of the political divide. It's just that right now, it's not like, why would I sit here and make a react video to Hassan and like nitpick every little thing that he does? When you're sat here hating gay people, which you do. He hates it so much when I say that. You hate gay people, dude. You fucking despise them. Like, imagine wanting an entire group of people who did nothing wrong to you to just suffer needlessly for all not even just like for the rest of their lives, not to death, like just for eternity. Yeah, you know, just toss them in the pit, man. Whatever happens, happens. You're there forever. Your eternal soul will, like, I guess you still have a nervous system in hell, so like it's just constant pain and agony and discomfort, and your sole purpose of existing now for the rest of eternity is to suffer and be God's little plaything because you were gay. You dared to like somebody of the same sex and consented to having sex with them. Like, that's such a big sin, man. Well, we got to toss you in the pit. You hate gay people. I don't know how else to say it.
It's metaphorical again. Don't read too deeply into it. When Hassan says death to landlords, like he probably doesn't mean it. He wouldn't do it. But when it comes to me saying, if a black man kills a white woman, we got to read into that.
If somebody is too poor to afford the house they're living in, and the landlord decides to kick them out, and they have like a 2-year-old child, which happens, you know, this is a hypothetical, but it matches with a lot of real world scenarios, and the landlord kicks them out. Yeah, well, my question is, what do you think of that? You know, like, what do you think of that? Like, if the landlord is like, okay, you're being evicted in 5 days, and like the mom is like, well, I'm sorry, like I got sick, I can't afford rent this month, I really need an extension, I promise you I'll try to get the rent like any way that I can. And the landlord's like, nope, you signed a lease. Sorry, you and your kid can go yourselves. Yeah, that landlord sucks. And he's committing violence, in my opinion. What do you think? I wonder if Remnant777 thinks that's violence. What does he think of that? Do you think he thinks that's violence? Do you think do you think he thinks that when landlords do that, that's a bad thing to do and that they should be reprimanded for that? Maybe not killed, but like, you know, reprimanded, right? Like, surely that's deserving of some form of punishment or another. I don't believe in the death penalty for anybody. I believe in rehabilitation. So like, I think that that's bad and that deserves reprimand. But like, I'm wondering if Remnant feels the same way.
As a very covert racist
I'd be interested.
thing. Yeah. Why would I?
Or do you think Remnant777 thinks that violence is actually based? Maybe he's the one who thinks it's based. Who's to say?
Think about that. I'm probably a horrible, evil person for that, yeah. Saying that makes me racist, and racist people are evil and bad. Unless you're left-wing, then it's fine to talk about and think about white women who are Christian getting raped. Only then is it fine.
Oh my god, the anti-white racism. You are not helping the Nazi allegations, man. I'm not calling you a Nazi. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me.
Again, we cannot be charitable, lenient with people who hold us to such high standards. We need to hold these people to their own standards.
It's not holding you to a high standard to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't hate gay people like you do.
You read deeply
such a high standard.
Anything he said
just treat people with decency.
You would know he's lying about what he believes. He believes a lot more that he is not.
Okay, listen. You can say a lot of things about me. You can say my takes are garbage, whatever, but like, I feel like I couldn't lie this well. I'm not capable of that. Like, I'm not a good liar, man. I have a horrible poker face. I don't lie. Why would I do that? Like, it takes effort to do that. It's a lot easier to just say the shit that I believe. You can say that I'm stupid or wrong or whatever, but like, I believe all of this. I don't think you're lying. Like, you're lying about me, for sure. I don't think you're lying about your beliefs.
Not saying. I mean, he's fine with overtly saying he hates you, and he doesn't care when horrible bad things happen to you.
Oh my god!
The death penalty asserts that someone, even as a cautionary example, is worth less alive than dead.
Thank you very much for another 2 tier 1 gifted sub, Sake. Yes, exactly. I don't believe in the death penalty, guys. I believe that there is an inherent value to human life, even scum this. But anyway, yeah, like, if you're not fine saying that you hate somebody, I like, that's fine, you know. It's generally not the best thing to do to hate people or hold hatred in your heart. But I think that hate is perfectly fine and justifiable and even good in many circumstances. People should hate you. Like, and if they don't, they should at the very least disregard you. If you're not the type of person that wants to hate people, that's totally fine and probably healthy. But I think it's fine to hate people like this guy, and healthy also. I don't know if it'd be healthier to hate this guy or disregard him. Point being, like, if you think that I'm like this horrible person who said all these things about you, does that mean that you don't hate me, even despite that? Or do you just not hate anybody? Do you not, like, it's fine if that's like your position. I'm not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but like, I'm still fine saying that I hate you, because I do.
And when people make death
that doesn't change my opinion of you.
He's just gonna laugh it off. It's really funny to him. These are the people we're dealing with, and they need to be called out.
Sorry, like, gay and trans people get death threats in their inbox all the time. If you get a death threat from somebody from my audience, you're more than welcome to tell me, and I will ban them. But if you get a death threat in general and you just show up in my inbox saying, look, oh, somebody sent me a death threat. Oh, like, I don't care that much, man. I really don't.
But what would I know?
Deal with your shit.
I'm just a dishonest right-wing guy.
I've gotten death threats. Deal with it.
The left. I couldn't possibly understand what they believe. All I do is curate this echo chamber. And if you want to be part of that echo chamber, be sure to subscribe. Again, thank you so much for these new subscribers. Also, special shout out to so many people. There have been people on Reddit and Twitter who have been sharing.
Thank you, Daddy Tectone. Thank you, Daddy Tectone.
Download it.
I know you're an alleged sex offender, but thank you, Daddy Tectone.
There are a lot of people finding it this way, and I just want to say, whoever those people.
Wait, why left-wing art looks so mentally ill? Meanwhile, the AI generator. There's my art. Here's my thumbnail. I popped you into an AI generator, and it gave me this. Like, what's weird about this? What do you mean mentally ill? This is stylized. It's good. It's proportionally accurate. Like, not accurate, I shouldn't say, because it's an anthropomorphic fox. But like, it's good. It's stylized. Like, it's fine. What's wrong with this? It's simple, sure, but like, it's well made. You can tell it's purposefully made like this. This was the vision, and this is the outcome, and it looks fine. It's not like a masterpiece or anything, but like, it's good. I was talking about that. He has no room to talk when he uses AI slop. Yeah, it's really weird that he would like dip into like critiquing leftist art when like he himself doesn't even know how to like make a thumbnail without AI. Well, he did once, and I actually looked pretty good in it, to be honest. I think he was very flattering to me in this thumbnail. I think I look good here. I don't really rock the beanie anymore, but yeah, I look great here. Actually, when's the last time he used AI? Oh, here it is. Okay, so he used AI for this one. He might have used AI for this one. I can't tell for that one. I'm going to say no, just to be charitable, because I'm a charitable person. We'll say no for this one. No for this one. Actually, he might have for this one. Hold on. Let's take a look at the fingies. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no on this one. What do you think? Put in the comments whether you think this is AI generated or not. That's called a call out, or not a call out. What is it called? Call to action.
I just want to say, whoever those people are,
art looks
you
fine.
So much. There are also people sharing it on Twitter, and it's like, I am incredibly
Thank you, Daddy
grateful to all of
Tectone.
you
Thank
who
you.
are sharing it and getting the videos out there. Really, that is like the best thing you could do for this channel. Also, special thanks to Cheeto and Tectone. Like, they watched my videos and like they really enjoyed them. And
Oh, Cheeto watched it. Okay, and then he made a video on me. Got it. It's interesting. It's interesting how many subscribers Cheeto has, and yet we just looked at his views because he just made a video about me. And I decided on this one because it has like more, like, honestly, Remnant is more relevant right now than Cheeto is. His views are kind of tanked right now. I just thought that was interesting.
Giving a lot of support to
Thank
them.
you, Daddy
Thank
Tectone.
you so much. That means a lot. That's literally the best thing you could be doing if you want to help me grow. And I just feel incredibly blessed. If you would have asked me 2-3 weeks ago what my goal was, where I really wanted to get in terms of YouTube, I would have told you 10,000.
His goal is to put every gay person in hell.
We're almost at 40,000 now. It's insane. And it has to do in large part because so many people are sharing the videos. Like, thank you so much. Genuinely. You are doing this.
Okay, I can't listen to this motherfucker anymore. Jesus. So yeah, there you go. Remnant buddy, I know you're watching this. I know you hit me up for another discussion. I don't think you're really serious about it, but if you are, you know, you can reach out to me again. We'll try to pin down a date and a time. I don't really know what we'll talk about. Like, I don't know what there is to discuss between us anymore. I mean, you've already called me violent, crazy, lefty, communist, whatever. You think I want to kill people and shit, you know. But at the same time, I'm like a pussy soy boy, diabetic, whatever. You know, I'm simultaneously strong and weak. Nothing to read into there or anything. You misrepresented pretty much all of my points. Took things out of context and basically just lied. So I don't know why like anybody would take you seriously at this point, but you know, maybe it'll be good for content. So yeah, I guess get back to me. We'll honestly, I don't even know how bad I want to talk to him, but we'll see. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.